to the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, everyone. Thanks for being here. Or we are...
Thanks for being here, Kev.
Yeah. Change it up a little bit. Thank you so much for being with us. It is the second night of Candlekeep, Zikran's Zephyrean Tome. And yeah, we've gone on a little bit of an adventure. You guys are exploring something, and we are going to get a recapitation from the lovely Helena.
Well, things were going along quite well. We had a little visit from Livtari, a tiefling, and they needed to give a book to Paige, a locked book. I mean, this is not okay. We don't need to be denying people knowledge. So they hand it off to us so that we can take care of it, because of course we know Paige. We know where to find him. Apparently he joins us at some point, which I did not remember. So please let me know when that happens.
I don't think he ever he was with us the whole time.
Yeah, he was with us.
Yeah.
I poked the ceiling and he fell out of the ceiling.
Oh, okay. But he's always not as stuff. So we tinker around with this locked book. It's called Zikran's Zephyrean Tome, and which probably you'd think would mean it was going to blow us away, but has yet to do so. Except then a head appeared, and it was that of the Jinn Ghazi Anan. And he's like, yo, what's up? I've been trapped here by this water genasi wizard, Zikran. He thinks he's so cool. But maybe you want to help me out here. And we're like, yeah, we totally want to do that, because
Except for Bedlin, who was very opposed.
we don't get a wish spell. Do you know how valuable wish spells are? Come on.
He don't care.
I don't care. My dad grants people wishes all the time, and it never turns out right.
Great point. It's almost every story. Yes, every time it goes wrong, so we'll see how it goes. So they're like, hey, why don't you go to his lab? It's in the secret cave. You know, you follow some coral and you figure it out. We're like, okay, cool. We totally got this. We travel all the time. We head out to sea. We find the coral. We find the cave. We fight some ghosts. Recapitated.
Thank you. Anybody want to supplement a little bit of that?
So
No, that's fine. That's fine. You did a great job.
So we found the half-elf ghosts, and they're like they drowned.
It seems like they were in a battle and they had respite in this cave, and then were so tired that when
They didn't wake up when they drowned.
Yes.
And then we found this room that we're currently in that had a door, like a physical, honest-to-God door in it, and I sent a mouse through the ajar door, and it squeaked loudly, and that's where we ended.
And additionally, this room seemed to have been a bedroom, but has been long unused.
Correct. Yeah, so you guys found some scrolls and things on the shelves. I know that Kirill stashed away a few of those to maybe take back to Candlekeep.
Anything that's used on your character sheet on D&D Beyond, I did use last time, so...
Okay.
Yes, and so you had to traverse some water. We had, a couple of the rooms were flooded to a certain degree. And yes, Benlin sent a little mouse off through the doorway. You heard a squeak, and then we faded to black. So as we come back to this not quite waterlogged cave, again, it's the walls are damp. You know, this part is fairly dry. The area is dry, but the moisture permeates the air. And the door is only slightly ajar. You're hearing the water sounds, and then you hear
Well,
of
I'm
the
walking
mouse.
through the mouse's senses.
Okay, so you have gotcha. So then, that's right. You rolled a stealth, didn't you?
Yes.
What I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember what it was, but I did roll one.
You rolled one. I don't think it was very high.
I think it was middling.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4.
I have a roll for 11 and 22. It doesn't tell me. No, that was medicine.
Okay, that was to check the ghosts, I think, to see how they
Then I
died.
must have rolled it physically because I don't have it in the
Okay. So as you are watching through the eyes of this little mouse going into this cavern, you see. Are you looking at the room or?
I'll just see whatever the mouse
Okay.
is.
So you walk
I don't
in
control the mouse.
and you're looking around. You see just around you some what looked like bookshelves and some other stands. You turn towards the middle of the room. There's a circular area in the middle of the room, rather large, and on top of that is a bronze young dragon looking down at this mouse that says, "So they sent in the cavalry first."
The mouse bows.
Well, that's where the squeak, like the squeak from seeing the dragon.
Nothing's happening.
No, something is definitely happening. Benlin says with his eyes closed.
Well, what is it?
There's a dragon in there, and he seems to be waiting for the mouse to say something.
Color?
I don't. It's dark. It's metallic.
Okay.
The dragon slowly starts stepping off of the dais in the middle of the room, brings his head down to the level of the mouse. Come out, wherever you are.
I will walk up to the door and knock. Hello?
The mouse fucks off.
Okay.
May we enter?
Such manners for invading someone's home?
Apologies. We were under the impression that this cavern was owned by a rather repugnant fellow, and it's clear that we were incorrect in that.
Let me see with whom I speak.
So I may open the door.
You may enter.
Open the door.
Opening the door?
And as soon as the door's open, I will bow.
I follow suit.
I also follow you.
I am Curel Loreweaver, bard from Candlekeep. These are my associates. I will let each introduce
Me and Bo will
themselves.
just lean into the doorway.
Hello.
Okay, so you guys are, let me do this.
No problem.
So are we on, do you guys want to see what we're looking at?
I just want to put
Please.
Kirill in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to.
Kirill pays
Right in the
Naya.
path of the breath weapon.
That's why me and Bo are staying inside that door.
I take the dodge action.
Nope, that's the thing. I
Take
thought I
what
was
you
on the
want.
token layer.
One of our
Objects
tokens.
and
in?
tokens.
This is
Okay,
a bronze,
so-
coppery, really.
So there, and then, yep, there we go.
He's really patina.
That's the dragon.
That's a
So
dragon.
it's a young bronze dragon.
So I'm sorry, who was all inside?
Me and you are still out.
Naya was inside, and you guys were like peeking in through the doorway. So let's think that the doors are open, and you've got like a Scooby-Doo head on either side, looking through.
Our deepest apologies if we've disturbed you. I am Naya. We come from Candlekeep.
Then can you move it over just a minute?
So as you guys are,
To whom do we have the pleasure of speaking?
Chocolate sticks his little Drake head in next to mine.
If you wish to share with us.
my name is Ashgal.
You speaking Draconic or common?
Speaking common.
Oh, good.
Like, let me double check.
Ash Garland.
Ashgal.
Lovely to meet you.
A pleasure. My name is Paige Non-Thievery.
Of course, we've always called you that.
I heard that something has brought you to my home.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The mouse was a friend of Benlin here's. Being that we thought the caverns were uninhabited, we were ensuring that nothing was going to attack us in the next room.
The mouse runs back and runs up Benlin's leg. He just kind of like poofs it.
And this
That's where it came from.
What are you, paladin of?
He's a paladin of the crown. He's a paladin of Candlekeep.
And this is Bosif, paladin of Candlekeep.
That's Bo, last name Seth. Bo Seth.
We
were sent here by an evil genie. I'm sorry if this was a trap.
we apologize for intruding on your home.
Are you in a long-standing battle with a genie?
Not to my knowledge.
There is a genie that has been trapped within a book, and the wizard that did this to him at one time lived in your home. Perhaps prior to it being your home.
Okay. What are you seeking to come here then?
Well, he would like to be free of the book.
We're looking for Zikran. He's a water genasi wizard. We thought if we came here, we could find information on where he is currently.
We thought this was his laboratory.
I know nothing of this Zikran.
All right, well, our bad then.
This...
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Also, I'm surprised Paige hasn't looked around for treasure.
I'll help with that, 'cause I got a good insight.
I don't have a good insight.
You want to help me?
I will. You, yes.
You want me to help?
Nat 20. That's a 28.
Okay. So Ashgarleth doesn't know anything specifically about Zikran. So he's telling the truth in that respect. Anything that he might know about him is very superficial, just from the surroundings. So,
May we, if it's not too much of an intrusion, ask how you came to roost here, as it were?
as I was exploring the waters near this area, I found this cavern, which already housed many beautiful items. And
So it was haunted?
you mean the little elves?
Yeah.
They learned the hard way.
Us too.
When I found this place, it was abandoned and empty, except for some of the lovely items that were left behind, and I have added to that collection.
There.
So one thing that
Wonderful taste.
One thing that I did want to bring up is the fact that when you're looking at Ashgarleth, you see him in the middle of this daze, and he has a very brightly colored coral crown on his head, and I will show you. Let me see if I can pull him up.
We can kind of see the token, but there's a handout.
It's like a little mohawk.
No problem. This one. There we go.
It's a crown? I thought it was a big eyebrow.
This
Ooh.
is Ashgarleth.
How regal.
Yeah.
Oh, and you really good idea of that it's a laboratory.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So as you're looking in, and I'll give you a little description, several small glowing stones hang from the 20-foot high ceiling of this large cave, which is cluttered with laboratory equipment and beautiful coral sculptures. Rising from the floor in the center of the room is a circular stone dais that has obvious grooves to accommodate a device of some kind, though no such device is present. Atop the dais is our bronze-scaled dragon wearing a coral crown.
Do we feel like that 20 insight that him wearing a crown speaks to his mental state?
I mean, the question was, the thing that you were inciting was a question of what he knew about Zikran.
Can I insight if this guy's crazy or not?
Sure. I think crazy is going to be a little subjective, but yeah.
Question for Rio. Did Paige have any telepathy
29.
connections?
I don't think you had established any.
No, I
last
had
game.
because I was
Oh.
in crocodile form, so at least me. I think that was it though,
Okay,
because you connected to me when I was in crocodile form, so I could still talk.
that makes sense. I want to connect and bring Kirill in to our mental conversation.
Or
And-
group chat.
To the group. I want to add Kirill to the group chat and go, is this going to end violently?
Well, with the 29 insight, do I feel like he's off his rocker, or if he's just like posing for us? Like, is he posturing,
What
or?
does off your
Well, like, so, like, from all the stories that Coulter has told me, like, the fact that he's wearing a crown and the way he's speaking make me think, like, maybe he's a little, like, it could either be that he's like, I'm a big, powerful dragon and this is fun, or, like, I am a big, powerful dragon and I am insane.
I think the way that Kirill's processing it, and tell me if this is too much, but it's like, so Kirill's whole backstory was that he was kidnapped by a dragon for a while, and is like, he lived with the dragon for basically 10 years. So like he's been around
Sure.
for that.
Sure.
So I think my perception of this, and this doesn't have to be correct or incorrect, but let me know if this is me reaching too far, is that he's a young dragon, bronze dragon. This is probably his first lair or horde.
Okay.
And I think he's probably just showing off, so I'm gonna lean into his ego and like go with that. But that's just my like the way that Kirill's processing it. But is that too much information for him to like think?
Considering I got a nat 2029.
So I think with your background, Kirill would probably. I think that's a step that you could take. You know, that's definitely an intuitive kind of understanding of what the background that you have and what you're seeing of the surroundings in here. That would make sense. Ashgarlith is being very genuine with you guys. You know, he's a bit guarded, and so he's posturing a little bit. He's talking about, you know, who's coming into my home. And so you might get a sense that he's being protective, but not necessarily that he's insane or that, you know, it's not about him being crazy. It's about him guarding his lair.
I'm just saying he should put a door up. That's all.
He did have
There is a door.
No, on the front of the cave. That's what I mean. Like, hey, somebody lives here. Don't.
The water that floods it is not enough of a door.
Ghost outside.
I'm just saying, in a world filled with adventurers, it would be smart to put up a sign like, hey, don't come in here.
That would make them come. They're adventurous.
Yeah, that's just like, hey, flashing sign.
But you think
So-
maybe that's what the dragon scratches on the walls were, was him being like, there's a fucking dragon here, stay out.
Yeah, so and that's another
we
thing that
did
maybe.
think that.
Yeah. So, in exploring the exterior or the interior of the other caverns, there were obvious claw marks in
Okay.
the walls or in the floor, things like that, that kind of led you to believe that there might be some creature living here or being here.
Ash Garlith, we greatly appreciate your patience and hospitality in this moment as we've entered unannounced and without permission.
Without permission, yes. Unannounced, no. You made quite a racket earlier.
In your head,
Fair.
Carol, you hear, just tell me when to bow.
Ow.
And the wings flutter just a little bit.
If this is not a good time, we understand, but we have a new friend in great need. Would it be acceptable to introduce him to you, and perhaps he may see a clue to where we might go after this in order to help him with his plight?
You may introduce me to whomever you wish, as long as you leave my trinkets where you find them.
I
Very
wrapped the
fair.
page.
Very fair.
In your head, I said non-thievery.
And I'll open the book.
And as you open the book in front of Ashgarlith, the cloudy wisps emanate from the pages, and the head of Gazre Azam form just hovering above the book. And he kind of turns and takes in the scene. It's like,
Ash Garlith, might I introduce Gazrazam, genie of the book?
it is my pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I pound again.
Gazre says, this is a curious item indeed.
Yes, we are looking for a way that was here to help free our dear friend.
Well, as I mentioned, this lair was empty prior to my occupancy. And Gazre Azam will look around, and this very much looks like Zikran's laboratory. But again, much has changed.
Perhaps Ashgarlith ate Zikran.
My lord, to the dragon. And I produce a 300 gold piece diamond.
Ooh.
Is it possible, without taking anything, to look around and gain the information that we seek in exchange?
The dragon will step off the dais and very carefully pluck the diamond. So it's like this.
It's a 300 gold piece diamond. It's big.
He's a big dragon.
That's
He's looking at the diamond.
While he's looking in your heads, I go, didn't he just say that there was stuff here when he moved in? But then he's
getting
I
after.
think, he kept all of it and added it to his hoard. So now we'll get a chance to look around the hoard at least.
okay.
Hopefully.
You see Ashgarlith take the diamond and place it in his crown.
Ooh, excellent choice.
You may peruse the room, but do not take.
Never.
My beauties and my treasures are mine.
Indeed.
If we have need to take anything, we would be more than willing to discuss a price.
A greater treasure, if the necessity.
We have already shown that we barter in good faith,
Well,
but we cannot promise that we won't need to take some small trinket. But we will not take it against your will.
Not without permission.
we will discuss.
Yes. Exactly, Your
Too
Majesty.
kind, darling, too kind.
And Ashgarlith kind of settles down into the dais and
I
watches.
think despite himself, Chalk can't resist going up and kind of like sniffing the big dragon. Just kind of,
Be wary, little one.
of what?
Takes a big whiff of chomp good. You shall grow to be strong, Ashgarlith says in Draconic.
Chalk just rolls over onto his belly, just kind of like wagging its tail. I've been training him like a dog.
And while if you guys want to look around, Ashgarlith will look into the shelves and whatnot and pick out a small piece of coral and present it to Chompgood.
Chompgood eats it.
That was for saving, but
Well, he did it a very high honor inside of this person, right? He consumed it now.
you may enjoy your trinkets as you see fit.
My hoard rests within me.
He has already let each of us know that he intends to consume us upon our demise.
Wise damsel. Wise creature. And so you guys can...
Crawls up under the dice, just kind of snuggles into the dragon.
Yeah.
All right.
Investigation?
Okay. So-
is it possible to just make a straight perception, just to see if there's anything that looks particularly momentous while they do thorough investigations?
Yeah, I mean, you can take a look around for sure.
I'll help someone.
What I will...
What happened?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Percepting.
That's still a 13.
That's still a 29.
I did a double 24
Okay.
with advantage.
So, yeah, you're seeing a lot of... like, as you saw on the handout, there's chalkboards and tables and desks and shelves, and the dais itself kind of draws your attention. It's large enough where it can hold Ashgarlith, but it's also very intricate in the fact that you're noticing some grooves in it that don't look like they were dragon made. And so that kind of piques your interest with that.
So I will mentally tell you and Kirill, since we're all connected, I'm pretty sure it's the dais.
Ashgarlith, with your permission, may I examine your resting place?
This is all my resting place, you've already asked.
Oh, I apologize. Where you are presently seated.
Very And he'll back off and go towards the door, and he's blocking the door.
So
That is fair. That is very fair.
it's a 29 to investigate the dais.
Okay.
Then Drumgood will march over and be underneath him, just like.
Okay, so the dais itself, it looks like, and I will move him off of there. I don't know if it shows anything else if you have it, just dais. It has grooves and notches set into it that look like they held some kind of device. There's no device or anything large enough in this room that would fit in this area, though. So, but you're seeing like maybe some stands, but the grooves specifically that,
Something interlocked.
yes, thank you.
Do any of the like diagrams or anything that are on the walls give an
Or in
indication?
the book.
So in Gazre Azam's book, so when you were reading Gazre Azam's book, it was more talking about Zikran's methodology of trapping Gazre Azam, and so not necessarily his
Future.
works, his study, his his research, and so nothing really from the book correlates with what you're seeing on the dais. But you were looking at the room
Like the
itself.
chalkboards and like all
Sure.
that kind of.
Okay, and so as you're looking around, the chalkboards have like, it looks like what would have been formulas or different diagrams on there, but they're wiped almost clean. It's just like the remnants. You know how if it's been on there for a while, it kind of imprints in the chalk or in the board itself, and so you see remnants of it, but it's almost entirely wiped clean. There's no
Make a math
real
check.
make a math check.
With Coulter skills or with Kirill skills?
Right?
Kirill actually has a decent intelligence, but not that decent.
I think Paige is the smartest of us.
Yeah.
And so
Could we make a call about them being erased by a dragon or by some smaller being that used an eraser?
I mean, it'd be kind of hard to see if I think you could at least assume that if it was erased by the dragon, there would be some claw marks or some kind of scratching on the chalkboard, which you don't see. You don't see that on the boards.
Does Kirill like point out the grooves and stuff to the group?
Yeah, I would say. So I believe this was the location of some sort of intricate and possibly powerful device.
Big.
How, Mr. Dragon, Mr. Great Dragon Being person,
He turns his head to
Can
you.
he just know his name?
Ash Garlith.
Mr. Great Dragon person.
Okay.
I'm at a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Was this place always abandoned when you got here, or have thieves come and taken from you, or has it always been like this?
Thieves who try to take from Ash Garlith suffer the consequences as those elves you saw.
They're
Here,
thieves.
here.
As they should.
The half-elves were thieves.
They tried to take what was mine.
That is despicable. May I ask what they tried to take?
They came into the room and began picking up my treasures. And he looks over at a stand of coral that is on one of the bookshelves. And through some of my writings, and there's a bookshelf, another bookshelf of scrolls and things, and there's some books on there as well. And so
You wrote.
they did not succeed. I did not write those items, but they are mine.
Can we read them without removing them from the space?
You have offered tribute. You may peruse.
Carol?
All that for
Usually we have Cindy for the speed reading, but not here. So.
I'll just try and see if any of the spines or like any of the things match the kind of writing that was in the book.
I will do the same.
Okay.
I am specifically staying close to Kiro. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
If we're moving around, specifically tailing Kiro.
Damn it.
Okay.
I was wrong earlier, but that's 14.
Sorry, everyone
14?
else.
14 too.
Okay. So and you guys still have Gazri Azam open, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So Gazri Azam will speak to you. The shelves on the left, in particular, may be of some interest. You may wish to look over in those articles, and so you can each take advantage on that
sorry,
since he's
and
direct.
And I was going to say guidance too.
Okay.
Just poke
Take
Kiro with some
advantage.
guidance.
Oh, okay.
I may have missed this while I was reading something.
Nat 20 plus 1, so that's a 31.
25.
Okay,
Nice.
awesome.
Looks like I
And-
made the right choice.
I may have missed this because I was looking at something.
Sure.
Have we specifically investigated the grooves to see if we can figure out what was in the grooves or what would fit there?
I think Kirill
Okay. I couldn't remember.
tried to look in that and but couldn't quite make out what exactly it was.
I feel like it's one of those things where and it's not a common thing. So unless we saw it, I think
It was with a 29, so like
Okay. And does
I
that-
feel like if you saw the machine, you would instantly recognize it.
this fits here.
Well, I think you said nothing was big enough.
Yeah, nothing in the room is
Okay.
big enough to fit in that area right now. But with your investigation, okay, so I will say that Kirill, you end up finding some scrolls that show a diagram and the structure and inner workings of a magical cannon powered by elemental air.
I don't like the sound of that.
Can I hear that again?
Does
So you find a scroll. You find a scroll that has basically blueprints and diagrams of what would be a magical cannon that is powered by elemental air.
I will take the blueprints back to the dais to see if they match.
Yes, they do.
Find anything?
Hold on.
Adults are talking.
Smartest one of us all. He is the smartest one of us. I just rolled really well.
So
I'm sorry, I took investigation as my expertise. So I apologize.
He was our backup
as
Cindy
you're-
before we realized you were smart.
A copy of Shemshine's bedtime.
it's in there.
Dear God.
It's following you.
I just turned to the dragon. You should burn this.
Dragon, you should read this after we leave.
No, I love the dragon.
Charlotte's letting you look through his.
I mean, I paid him 300 gold pieces.
Well, so as you're looking through the diagram and kind of comparing it to the days, then you are kind of able to see that this is definitely what would have gone here if there was any such device in the room, or this is what corresponds with there. Can you give me an Arcana check?
Okay.
Because you did an investigation check, and that's what you're finding.
Yeah.
But to understand a little more deeply into this scroll.
Guidance? I just continuously touch you with guidance.
While he's doing that and figuring it out,
Think
You-
of things. Be so smart. Think of things.
11.
you hear in your
Okay.
head, how much do you think that crown is worth?
Age.
I shouldn't have switched dice. I switched dice because I was like, I don't want to overtax these ones. They've been rolling well.
Yeah, so as you're looking at the scroll and you get the idea that, this is an air cannon of some sort, you're not quite sure the mechanics of how it would have worked. But at least you've narrowed down the fact that, yes, this is the item that would have gone on the day if it had been here or that was being
How
produced for this
dangerous could it
purpose.
be if an airsoft
Is the ceiling solid? Or is there like...
In here, yes. Yeah, it's a solid ceiling. It's not open up to the air.
Okay, so I will turn to everybody, and I'll step away from the dais. Ashkarla, thank you very much for letting us examine the pedestal here.
Steps
So,
back on.
this held a cannon powered by elemental air. I don't understand why it was here, and perhaps that's why it's no longer here, because there's not really anything to use it on, as far as I can tell.
Would Zikran use the genie to produce an elemental?
Can I guess detect magic and see if there's any lingering conjuration? I know it would be old, but like...
You could try, yeah, sure.
Okay. Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
It's not my strong suit. Can it be perception?
Well, I mean, you're looking for magic, so
So yeah?
you're looking. Yes, I'll let you. It's a perception, not physically investigating things. So yes, perception's fine.
Okay, so that will be 29.
I mean,
Because that's my expertise.
My perception's only a +8.
Mine's a 13.
Yeah, that's my persuasion.
there's really nothing inherent, or at least nothing magical, in the fact that like among the items that he's got stored in his lair, his treasures, if anything, maybe a little bit off of Eshgarlith, you're seeing, of course, he's a magical creature or has some magical elements to him, but as far as the items go, nothing is pinging for you.
And there's no traces of magic from...
Not even from the days. No, unfortunately.
So I'll tell you, nothing magical.
Okay, so Paige, you were looking around as well, and you find where you were off in one of the bookshelves.
Yes, in the same general area Kirill was, also with the genie taking advice on what to
Okay.
look.
So you find a folded up piece of paper, a piece of parchment. It looks pretty weathered. And when you unfold it, it looks like a map. And so it's of a mountain region, and there's a label at the very bottom that says Cloud Peaks. On the map, there is a particular part of the mountain that is circled and has the word "here?" written on it.
He crumbles it up and was like, well, this is useless.
Well, I think I've found where the cannon might be.
You did?
What?
Somewhere northeast of Cliff Peaks.
Cloud?
Cloud Peaks.
Cloud Peaks.
Are we familiar with the area at all?
I mean, you can make a history check, or
Here, that's all you, buddy. I'll help.
Also might be Paige.
yeah.
I don't think Paige has history. But...
I think I might.
18.
Okay. And so the Cloud Peaks were home to a clan of cloud giants.
Elemental air.
And so there was a keep, and there was a keep near the top of the Cloud Peak Mountains. So that might be what you know.
Fickle, but not necessarily directly evil.
And then Garlith, Gazray Azam, hearing you talk about the Cloud Peaks, will say, "Oh, yes, Zikran was interested in this area. He thought that this ruin may be an ideal location to further his experimentation."
Is there
Terrible.
something that we might be able to trade with you to be able to maintain this map? Perhaps something of collateral, and we can return the map to you when we are complete with our mission.
The center of the dais, what is it made of? Is it just bare earth?
Stone.
It was stone?
It'll be stone. Yeah.
And he's sitting on it currently?
Yes, he's gone back onto the dais.
My die? You could step off of your dais again?
And he backs up.
I would like to take a moment, kind of like look him over, look at the dimensions, and I would like to mold Earth a more comfortable kind of like cup that would cup his curl. And then I would like to use Druidcraft to have lichen and like seaweed or whatever it looks comfortable in the room grow over it.
Oh, Benlin.
You've improved it. He'll go and sniff. lick at it, and then step on.
All for one measly scrap of paper.
You may take the treasure. And he kind of settles into his new spot.
Oh, wonderful. Love when negotiations go perfect.
And I take some time to like work with him to make sure it is molded in the most comfortable way.
It's poking a little over
Okay,
this
and
area.
I'll smooth that out.
These grooves are always getting caught in my talons.
And I'll try and like tamp down the grooves a little bit since we don't need it, right?
No,
Like, this is
not
fine.
Okay. And then, are you guys looking around at anything else? Do you want to see what other treasures he has? Anything
And just as
Less than
a
great.
sign of good faith, I also have, I don't know where I got it from, but I have a tiny owlbear statue, so I want to give him that too.
Okay.
I don't know where I got it, but it's in my inventory.
Sure.
I don't know when did we get an owlbear statue?
I
Might have been one of the dungeons.
remember
Random prize.
getting it, but I can't remember where.
So I'm gonna give him that just as like and for nothing at all for you. It's a mechanical owlbear. So like you can wind it up and it moves.
That was in the last
Yeah, it was in
adventure.
the deconstruction.
Nice. Okay.
I will give him a vial of perfume.
Ooh.
Oh, crap. Do I have it? Oh,
Yeah, everybody can cop up some stuff. Come on.
Overlooking at the
I'll
chocolate,
leave the-
trying to read what was on it.
I leave the robe of scintillating colors.
Okay.
This shit.
Shut I'm out. Okay. Robe of scintillating colors, mechanical owlbear statue.
He's like a wind up owlbear.
Lovely. And then, oh gosh, Carol, what
Vial
did you
of
say?
perfume.
A vial of perfume. Okay.
I don't have.
I haven't.
I mean,
Haven't-
gold is always
I
appreciated.
have an amulet.
Okay.
It's just a plain amulet.
Sure.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Ash Garlith looks at it. And what color is it?
Silver.
Silver. Okay. So,
It should be bright.
Hey, shit. Was that vial of perfume a magic item that I got from you
It
guys?
is.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just saw vial of perfume in there. It didn't have like a note with it. Okay, instead of the vial of perfume, I will pen out.
so while he's distracted by the amulet, I'll let you do a sleight of hand. Just really, just
Oh,
for
no.
shits and
Can't he
giggles.
just retcon because he didn't remember?
I know. I just want to sleight of hand it. Just try.
I mean, to be honest, you never use it.
Let the dice decide.
That is a 24.
Perfect. Beautiful. Yep. Like nobody's business. You would think you were Paige. Just like, palming it back.
And then you give him one of your many non-magical perfumes.
I was gonna say so I will give him a non-magical perfume, but then I will also pen an homage to him,
Okay.
his power, the beauty of his patinaed scales, and the security of his lair.
I kind of, while you're writing this, I just kind of sit next to you with my arm linked in yours. I'm like, you're doing brilliantly, darling.
Thank you. I'm very scared.
And I also hand him a piece of parchment that says one free meal at the hearth at Candlekeep. Come visit
One
us.
free dragon meal, huh?
I get a coupon.
I'm just saying, to a chef like Benlin, cooking for a dragon would be pretty rare.
Actually, if I remember, Candlekeep has a protection against evil beings. So if it was evil, it couldn't even get in.
Yeah.
So like, you're safe, kind of.
With all these gifts, I wonder if we can get Ash Garlith to give us a lift to the cloud. I thought that's what you were going for.
Not at all.
Yes.
I think you can
Oh, were you guys
one
gonna
of us.
hand him things? I'm sorry.
Oh, I give him the amulet.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Paige? I have a passive perception of 23. What did you do?
You're doing the throne.
Yeah, you're doing the throne.
Ash Garlith,
Yes.
are you fond of adventure?
I
Stories.
am.
But you have many stories of bravery and daring.
I'm fond of my treasures.
That is perfectly legitimate, and he is happy.
I just wondered, just an open offer, if you would like to accompany us to the Cloud Peaks. I mean, I can imagine that if there's an abandoned cloud giant fortress, there could be a lot of opportunity for treasure.
That we would then have to.
Oh, the trip to the Cloud Peaks. What a beautiful scene.
It would be a gorgeous flight.
It's gonna be breathtaking.
I say, Heroes Might, what are you after?
I pipe in both your heads. I don't know. I'm just here to support.
Scarlet will look at you. Is there water?
Snow, frozen water.
I like water. I find my treasures in the water. As you can see, and he gets excited and he goes over to one of the displays, and there's some coral. It's just like a piece of coral that's shining and a little iridescent. This I found 100 yards outside of my home. It was sparkling in the water and called to me. And this, and he goes and finds a book that is crumpled up, and the water is like waterlogged paper. And it's like, this was found within the ship belly that was at the bottom of the sea. And it is my treasure.
So great.
And this, and then he starts going to different scrolls and different items. Pretty much. Yes, and so yeah, it's a bunch of like bric-a-brac.
Scarlet, do you have an overbearing father figure?
And the love of really, really white men.
Quite.
In both of your minds, was this a mistake?
Have you heard of gold rush in rivers?
No, what is this gold rush?
Well, oftentimes, rivers initiate, they start their flow from mountain peaks because of the copious amounts of snow. The runoff from that will create tributaries that lead to a river that eventually lead to the sea or home. And
The mountains give me treasures. I will stay here to collect the treasures the mountain gives.
And that's perfectly valid.
I will say, like in my head, I was just hoping for a flight.
He's too
No
small in our heads. He's too small to carry all of us.
No one else will
I could
come
ride
and
top
take my
of it.
treasures.
Well, Ashgar, this has been absolutely lovely. Thank you for your patience and your time.
And for the map that you
And
so
for the
graciously let us purchase from you.
And we dearly hope that we may meet you again under more permissible circumstances when we are not inadvertently invading your home.
Yes, come to our home. Invade ours.
Please.
At least knock first.
Yes,
We did knock.
sir.
I just on the side.
Come in.
Oh, good knock. Well, we must be on our way.
All right. And so are you guys making
Go back to
leaving?
our
Think we
horses.
leave.
Okay. There you go. So as you're looking at Ash Garlith is settling back into his dais, and he takes the coral sculpture off of the shelf that he showed you, and it's just coral, but he's like really in love with this thing. He's absolutely adoring this part of the treasure. You guys make your way out of the cave system and back to your horses.
Well, he was kind of delightful.
On the way out, I will just use prestidigitation to add some extra sparkles to it as he's looking at it.
It is beautiful.
New best friend?
I sure hope so. I bet he gets the best seafood.
I'm surprised you didn't try and set me up with him.
Darling,
Should we go
that
back?
was too much man for either of us.
I mean, metal and stone?
What a better combination. I was making a joke.
Put a hand on her shoulder. Same.
How far are we outside of the lair?
From where you guys had tethered your horses, I would say you're fairly far away. The the cavern entrance, and let me close this off so I can get a little better idea. The cavern entrance was only accessible through the water, like you had to go out onto the ocean a little bit and see that. And so to find an area where the horses could be safely tethered, have some food, whatnot, I would say you're at least
We left them
100.
up on the cliff where there was grass.
Yeah, you're at least 100 yards or 500 yards, you know, pretty far away from the cavern.
I wonder how many parties just straight up kill that dragon.
A lot.
Or die because they try.
However, once we get to the horses,
I mean, we're level 10. He's only young.
I'm gonna go. Guys, I'm really sorry, and pull out the piece of chalk that I stole.
Jeez. Oh, you naughty, naughty boy.
The dragon comes screaming out of the cave.
Yep.
Give me my chalk.
My treasures.
But no, I always saw you as somebody, I don't know, more of the elven persuasion.
What?
Like a balance to your stoniness, you know, like go.
My husband was a dragon
Something.
over there.
Or perhaps it's just.
Oh, so he would be a good fit for you then.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, he was a dragonborn, not a dragon.
I mean, as long as he didn't count the pieces of chalk on his.
I mean,
chalkboard,
technically, my
I think
husband
you're
was both a
okay.
dragonborn and a dwarf. Is there anything special about it?
No, but he said several times not to. Once he said it 3 times, I had to.
So you risked everyone in the party's lives to steal a piece of chalk.
Did you guys even notice?
No.
I wasn't given an opportunity to notice because I might have, but
We're working on the throne.
You didn't notice.
again, passive perception 23.
Well,
You may have seen a little movement, but
I was
not
reading
quite.
the chalkboards.
Yeah, not
And I
quite.
said that out loud to everybody.
Yeah.
As beautiful as he was, we could take him. He's only a young.
I would like to say that if nothing else, if you never steal a book from Candlekeep, stealing a piece of a dragon's hoard and leaving unscathed and in good standing with the dragon
What a tale.
is rather tremendous.
And he might come to my restaurant.
Thank you.
Tired.
Don't show him the chalk.
I will not. This will be our secret.
He comes into the restaurant. You're doing chalk drawings on. You're writing
He immediately
on the board. He's like,
Yep.
my chalk.
My treasures.
I'm missing chalk.
So we had just gotten out of Ashgarlith's lair, and I think probably maybe took a night's rest just to kind of gather ourselves. When you guys had gone into the cave, it was, I think we'd said like mid-afternoon. Spent a little
I
while
don't know,
in
is
there.
it safe?
It's up to you
We
guys.
could camp a little bit away. But
Camp.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Camp. Sure. Give it to you guys. That's fine.
How
You're-
far away is the Cloud Peaks? Do we feel like walking there is the smartest thing to do?
Well,
I mean, we have horses, but
sure. And so once you reach the Cloud Peaks, and as you guys are studying this map and with Gazre Azam's help, a little bit of looking it over and getting some information as to what Zikran's kind of obsession might have been. But it looks like about a 3 days journey from the base of the mountain to
Is-
where you need to go.
Are there any teleportation circles that could cut that down?
well, she's saying from the mountains themselves.
We still have to get to the base of the mountain.
That's
You've got to
yeah,
get
but
to the
like,
mountain. Yeah.
to get to the mountains.
So, I mean, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, getting from one location to other. So I'm happy to say that, if you guys took some time to prepare yourselves or to get there, maybe even if you wanted to go back to Candlekeep, because Candlekeep wasn't too far from where you were on the Sword Coast and in this lair. That was like a day and a half of travel for you guys. The Cloud Peaks, though, once you get to the base and start making that trek upward, it is going to be rather lengthy, and it looks like it's going to be a little...
There's a city called Nashcal near the Cloud Peaks.
Okay.
There's also something called the Twin Towers.
So maybe go to Nashka.
I was gonna make the worst.
So yeah, I would say that if there's a
no,
town
Jake.
close by,
It's
then
in
Candlekeep could possibly have a teleportation circle in that town. So that way it cuts down your travel time.
any kind of creatures we could take with us that would be able to scale this mountain better? No,
Probably the
right?
giants.
Okay, we just hire some giants to carry us
Some
up there.
giants.
Is it fair for us to have some basic knowledge of these mountains?
You can have roll a history check for me. If you guys are going back to Candlekeep, I will allow you to do a little bit of research.
I'm just the Wikipedia page. There are both Remorazes and white dragons in these mountains.
Sure.
Remorazes. Razzle dazzles.
That's a dazzle.
Yeah.
So who's doing a history check?
21 for me.
Okay.
It's the 21 for me, fam. I'm Gen Z. I wish you guys are great. I'm so sorry.
You're not that far out of it.
Anyone else?
I'm so far.
I got a 10.
Okay. So with a 21, I will say that you're doing a bit of searching as to the cloud peaks and the cloud giants specifically, and so you understand.
Research, they were eliminated in 1342.
So they are no longer occupying this space. What you will most likely, yes, close it. What you'll most likely encounter, though, is, their ruined keep, possibly. And so, and that kind of lines up with the map that you got from Ashgarlith showing where it was circled and the word here was written on the map.
Oh, okay. This is also much closer to Candlekeep than I expected, because in my mind, I was imagining like Spine of the World. And it was like, oh my god, that is so far. And the cloud peaks are actually like just south of Candlekeep.
Sure.
So sorry, I was like, I'm gonna look at a map of the world because
Yeah, no worries.
that should be readily
No
available.
worries. And that's honestly, as a new DM, something that I didn't think of kind of looking for is where things are in relation to, at least, with the trip down to the Sword Coast and to Ashgarlith's lair or Zikran's laboratory. It kind of gave you a timeline for that, but I did not think about that.
I think it's probably even closer because like that's Candlekeep and those are the cloud peaks.
Yeah, perfect. So I would say within a day, you guys can probably travel there. Travel to the base.
But
Are
then it's
you
3 days up?
It's
to the-
possibly 3 days up to, it's what you're estimating is 3 days of travel up the peak. And at Rio,
I'm looking up Nashkel.
okay.
Apparently, Nashkel has it was in the game Baldur's Gate, It was one of the locations in one of the video games.
Sure.
And there's a character called Newber, the village idiot, in Nashkel.
So Nuber tries to sell you some snowshoes that are actually,
And there's a Temple of Helm, so they would probably have a teleportation circle.
that's what I was, so at Candlekeep, you would probably be able to teleport over close if you didn't want to take the journey, but you definitely will need to trek your way up the mountain. It's, as the cloud peak, you think it's tall, it's snowy, might be harsh, so if you guys want to do anything to prepare for a rough climb,
Do you think
you're
there's
welcome.
anywhere near the cloud peaks that would sell us axe beaks as opposed to horses?
Also, a guide couldn't be a terrible idea.
No, not at all.
So, I forgot the name of the town that you were talking about.
Nashkel
So somebody in Nashville would probably,
sell us axe beaks.
they'd be at least worth it looking into. I don't know if they would sell you axe beaks or if
Rentals.
they'd have it.
Well, because we do know from Rime of the Frostbite the axe beaks run around 25 gold pieces, and they're just much better at traversing cold, mountainous climates than horses would be.
But they may be something that's only in the north.
The cloud peaks are real snowy.
It is pretty snowy.
Well, the guys decide.
Yeah, so if you guys want to make your way to, let me write it down or else I'll forget again.
Nashkel.
Nashville.
Nashville.
Because I would love to
I've
buy.
heard Nashkel is really good hot chicken.
I would love to buy cold weather clothes and a climber's kit too while we're here.
Yes, I buy whatever appropriate gear would be needed.
Same.
One could
And
even
seeing
call
as
it-
that's, go ahead.
One could even call it infernal chicken. Sorry, go ahead.
Seeing as this expedition was taken on behalf of Candlekeep, they will graciously allow you to expense it
Oh, a per diem.
for a moderate price, nothing overboard. If they see
Axe beak,
superfluous-
climber's kit, and cold weather clothing would run us 72 gold pieces.
Each? Okay.
Which I can afford. I mean, me alone can afford it for all of us.
Yeah.
So.
So
We can all afford to pay for it, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if they're going to pay for it, I am down.
Or are they going to reimburse us later?
Yeah. So Candlekeep,
Probably requisition it for us.
you will
It'll be here in 2 to 5 months.
yeah. So Zindi writes out a scroll for you
Nice.
and says that these adventurers are on an important mission for the school and oh gosh, I lost it. The Temple of Candlekeep and the school, the very important research project, and so any and all expenses up to 100 gold may be billed to Candlekeep, avowed, signed Zindi, and she makes it very flourishy to try and make it look
That's genuine Candlekeep signia.
very, very official.
She can use her little like press to like
Yep.
put the.
There's a seal.
She's
So-
a notary.
You do have to renew that every few years. They make you take a test.
That's not simple, indeed.
So, okay. So I'll let you guys, go ahead and mark off from Nashkel. You each have an axe beak to ride and some cold weather gear. Make it a little easier.
I don't know if it's the same for everybody, I think it is, but in D&D Beyond in the app, where your creatures would be, when you add creatures, it's Strahd riding a hell horse.
That's not what it shows for me.
That's what I see. Yeah, I've always been like, what is that?
Mine is just a black page. Nothing on mine.
I want to add creatures. How do I add creatures?
We're just renting the axe beaks.
Yes.
Oh, so we don't get to keep them?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm not
you
gonna
were
put
renting
Ash
them.
Beak then.
I mean, we paid 25 gold pieces for them. That's the price of them. I want to keep mine.
That's how the town.
You're gonna have a goddamn zoo.
I'm going to be keeping my.
No, they are, okay, so we will say that they charge you, if
Okay.
it's 25 gold to keep one, then it is 15 to 20 gold, depending on which one you want to have rented for the trip.
So I will pay 25 gold.
Okay.
Candlekeep's gonna
Yeah. But then they will ask for reimbursement because they, be like, we did not, there's an
I
evaluation.
slipped the guy an extra 100 gold pieces for the axe beak. I want.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying Candlekeep's going to look at the receipts and be like, you brought back an axe beak.
And I will look at them in the face and go, yes. Name one time you sent me on an adventure and I didn't come back with a creature.
That's fair.
I get frowned upon for stealing a piece of.
I paid
rock.
for it.
I was trying to figure out why I couldn't find axe beak in creatures, and I just went to add items, and if you type in axe, it has axe beak under gear.
What?
Oh, weird.
An axe beak is gear. All
If you
right.
hit
Things we
mouth
learn, guys.
first, it let me find axe beaks in the
It costs
extra section.
50, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's 25 for an axe beak. I thought.
15
This
if you
is
just rent. So she said 15.
Well, because you said it was about 75 gold
Okay, so-
per person. So 50 for the axe beak,
It's
25.
It's 25 for the climber's kit, 10 for the cold weather clothing, and I thought 25 for the axe beak.
In
It's
D&D
50.
Beyond, it says
Okay.
50 gold pieces.
Okay.
So 85.
85.
Still under 100.
Still under 100. So yeah, it's permissible by Candlekeep.
It has been added to my backpack.
Put that axe beak in your backpack.
It's like you just have a bag of holding with like your head sticking out of it.
Okay. Cool.
All right, me and Kick Good are ready.
So when you
Not axe good?
No, Kick Good.
That's too.
okay, so when you guys are setting off, you start at the base of the mountain. Did you decide to hire a guide, or are you on your own? Because you
we
guys have
probably should, yeah.
I saw.
We still have
Shit.
50 left. So yeah, sure, why not?
Or even just like asking around, like, does anybody know, like, just general hazards? Would it be okay if we went up without a guide, or would people around here recommend it?
okay.
I have a problem.
Okay.
I'm too heavy.
Oh, you're too heavy for your axe beak? Oh no. Is there any way that you could
Can we strap two axe beaks together?
Ride them like skates. Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know. That might be a bit much.
sled.
yeah,
or
can I get?
something.
They
Yeah,
could-
but up a mountain?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're-
well, and the
otherwise they're
mountain isn't
walking up a
necessarily
mountain.
going to be level land
Right.
for a sled to go up.
What
You know,
about
there
a
is
cart?
this snow line. That's what I was thinking. I'm
How the
like,
fuck do I do that?
can somebody,
I don't have polymorph.
Do we have a cart?
polymorph?
Do we have a cart?
Well, that's
Again,
what
the
we're saying,
problem the problem that you're going to encounter is it's a mountainous region, and so until you get to the snowy areas that are really densely packed with snow, and I mean you're going to have rocks, you're going to have trees, trying to find smooth enough area for a sled or a carriage or a cart or something is going to be difficult. So the best way to do it would be either by
How
beast
far off is the axe?
or on foot.
Get
30
fly
pounds.
skull.
30 pounds?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Just lay across two axe beaks.
I'm loving the creativity and the problem solving here. This is great.
Do you know fly? Does anybody know fly?
I mean,
I have
yeah,
a
that
ring
would
of
be
feather
helpful.
fall.
That could help.
I do wear a ring of feather fall.
Nice.
I am having a lot of confusions with my spell list right now because I did not pick 2 new spells for this level, and I'm thinking it's counting my magical secrets as the new spells, but I didn't take new spells yet, so I should still have 2 bard spells.
We might have to look at it.
I didn't think my magical secrets counted as my bard spells, but
Couldn't you just summon a mount?
I mean, I thought the point of the axe beak was that like it was suited to.
Yeah, but you're level 10. Can't you get enhanced mount?
Summon mount. A polar bear. A polar bear romps out of the distance.
What?
Because I could cast enhanced ability on the axe beak, which would double its carrying capacity, but it only lasts for an hour.
I'm trying to see if I can even find the creature on.
Anybody
So, okay.
tell me about if it need a guide or something or not?
So, if anything, well, where you get the ox beaks, the stable hand, the woman who works there, she is a burly dwarven woman who is wrangling these axe beaks. Her name is Sasha, and she looks at you. Oh, you should be fine with these guys. That's all right. I don't know. I mean, if you want a guide, Stefan might work for you, but he's not very good in a pinch.
Do you think he'll be okay on an axe beak? As I point
Ooh.
over to Bo.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Do you have the strongest axe beak?
Well, I mean,
Or a polar bear.
that one's got the strongest axe beak. The rock man.
Benlin, surrender the axe beak for Bo?
Too.
Still feel like it would still be out of.
Hold on.
But do you know where you're going?
Well, we're seeking this abandoned keep that the cloud giants left behind.
Oh, the ruins. You're looking at the ruins. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody's been up there for a while, but I mean, how do you plan on getting up there?
The axe
The
beaks.
axe beaks, yes.
Well, obviously, but do you know how to get to it? I mean, that's why you need the guide, right?
That's why we need the guide.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a general
What
map,
stuff do we have
but
to have?
in
Oh, you have a map.
we have is it a general map or is it a more specific
I'm
map?
50 pounds.
Pretty
Yeah,
generic.
what's the.
Okay.
Let me see
Because
that.
there's ropes.
So, Phil, I've lived here my entire life. I know this area. I might be able to show you how to get there.
Insight?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
I mean, I kind of trust
She wants
her.
the cannon for herself.
That's the third 2 I've rolled tonight.
So that's gonna be
That's a 9 for my insight.
21 for me.
Yeah, okay. She's generally trying to be helpful.
Nice.
Do you want to try my dice, Jake?
Yeah.
I think it's just your dice. I don't think it's anything you're doing.
I go, okay. And I hit her the
So, God, what did I call her? Sasha?
Sasha.
Sasha's looking at that. I have a bad memory, guys.
This is, no, you've seen
Yeah.
all of us do the exact same thing. I'm like, who was that person? Shit.
So Sasha takes a look at the map and she's like, oh, so you already know you want to go here. And she points to where here is marked on there.
Well, there's a question mark.
So you're not sure you want to go here.
We're not sure whoever wrote this wanted to go there.
You didn't write this.
We
No.
didn't write.
You didn't write this. Who wrote
It was
this?
acquired.
But we do want to go there.
We do.
Mad genius, I think.
You're going to go to the ruins to find a genius.
A
Mad genius.
Mad genius.
Does it tell you how cold it's going to be there?
In on the map or
Like,
in your studies?
In the area?
In the area, do you get the general sense that it's going to be pretty harsh and cold?
Like below 0?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Do you think our cold weather clothing will be enough?
Well, I mean, if you bundle up, yeah, you should be
Roads
fine.
or large
It
creatures
gets
with
pretty rough. The wind can be a problem, but, you know, if you take it slow, you look out for things, you should be all
That's why I'm
right.
asking her.
Should be good. But, so there's this pass right here, and she starts marking up the map a little bit, trying to show you different ways, giving you basically a trajectory that you can follow to get to your destination. And so you have, after a little while, she's thinking about her memory and she's going back. It's like, well, you went up there last time. You only got attacked the once. So that should be fine. So probably this way. You know, so she's cutting out a general path for you guys to follow on the map. And
In my map?
on your map, yeah. She
Dwarf
writes a
lady,
little bit. Yes, the Earthman.
do you happen to have any growths?
What's the growth?
It's a large.
I don't have a growth.
So I'm asking because that would be a nice solution for
Sure.
his character. Roths are large buffalo-like creatures that are cold adapted and mountain adapted, and it would be strong enough and big enough to carry him. It wouldn't move as fast as the axe beaks,
Sure.
but it would get him up the mountain and wouldn't die in the cold.
I don't know that she
They're like buffalo.
would have anything that specialized. I think she would probably have her axe beak pen.
Where'd my dice go? I had to go find someone.
Someone roll me a d20.
Not me.
3.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she has one, nor does she know of one nearby.
What if I spent all of the money that Candlekeep gave me on starting the climber's kit?
Okay.
I would just need the 10, and I have money that I can buy the cold-blooded clothes with.
Okay.
Can I buy barding and combine it, have someone at Candlekeep help me to combine it with cold weather clothing to make cold weather barding for my horse?
You know what? I'm stupid. Somebody take an axe beak. I'll just turn it into a roast.
No one?
I'll ride your axe speak. That way you can still take it home afterwards.
May I ride his axe beak?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't care who
keep it
rides
for
the
the-
axe beak as long as it's not the turtle. 'Cause he's
Don't
gonna
worry, we
hurt
have
one.
that figured, and then I turn into a giant, fluffy buffalo.
Oh, is that what you were looking for?
That is
what he
what we
was
were looking for.
I
You don't
cover.
have to keep it.
I cover. What did you call your axe beak?
Okay, good.
Kid good. I cover Bad Kid's eyes.
Bad kids.
I'm gonna call mine kick bad.
Kick good. What is the opposite of kick good?
Oh, Punch Bad.
Punch bad.
I'm calling him Punch Bad.
And then I will look at you as if to, and
You'll say you're from Candlekeep?
Yes, it's a library.
A great
We're
library.
quite well known there. He used to own a restaurant again.
She turns around and grabs a couple of sacks and is like, make sure to feed them.
Thank you, darling.
Good luck making it here.
Question mark. Thank you. It's okay that she wrote on it. It's
I just start nudging under you, and then like kicking my head back to get you onto my back.
I know what you're doing. Get on.
All right.
That's what she said.
like, oh my god, I have to write him.
I look at Bo and I go, The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
You can fit so many portals in there. Slaps the hood.
All right. Are you guys ready to set off? Are you heading out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I jump on Punch Bad.
Punch bad.
And I ride Penelope.
Penelope.
Kick bad.
Kick bad. So who's writing kick good?
Punch
You
Bad is
renamed it
Kick
Punch
Bad.
I
Bad.
renamed him Punch
You
Bad.
renamed him Punch Bad. Okay. So we have kick good, punch bad, Penelope,
Kick bad.
kick bad, and
And Bedlin.
Bedlin. Gotcha. All right. So
As I'm writing Punch Bad. Bo, what are you going to name yours?
Well,
Bo, what are you going to name yours?
It's Benlin. You know it's Benlin, right?
I'll reach down and like scritch Benlin's head. Like, maybe cold good, horn good. No.
and I will spell out Murph good.
Good.
RPH.
No, MRRFTH. Murph.
Murph good. Oh gosh, that's a
Oh, I think it's pronounced
mouth
good.
All right.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. I'm just going to call it.
Doesn't.
Well, ever since Cindy joined us, I do hate it when it's just only boys.
Naya? I agree.
I talked to Bo.
Unbeknownst to Naya, I turned into a female.
Oh, I noticed. Smoking.
I do miss her additional feminine touch.
While they're having that conversation, I'm like, Bo, every time I try to say Benlin's new name, I get a little bit of a hair bump.
Just back and forth the whole way.
Yep.
Gentlemen, this is getting old.
So are you guys following the path that Sasha lined out for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can only travel 5 hours at a time and then I need an hour nap.
Okay.
That's fine.
Just so everybody
Very
knows.
Gotcha.
Well, it's just because I can stay wild shape for 2.5 hours. So I guess 3 hours, so 6 hours. And then I have 2 wild shapes, so I can do that twice, and then I need to take at least an hour rest, and then I can wild shape again.
Could you somehow like ride one of the axe beaks and everybody else keep walking?
I mean, technically, any kind of traveling wouldn't count as a short rest.
Okay. So
But,
you
like-
need a short rest.
But I mean, so if it says 3 days to the top, we make much better time than that
Sure.
mounted. So I feel like
Yeah.
that would.
That's fine. So on the first day of your trip, you are
Little vacay.
you're it's mostly forested area that you're going up to, and you can see in the distance the snow that's starting to approach into your peripheral view.
There it is.
Your first day of travel is uneventful.
I actually enjoy this. We haven't been somewhere cold in a while.
Oh,
That's a good attitude to have.
Varieties the spice of life.
So you make it right before you hit dusk time, you get to the edge of the snow line. And if you travel into the night a little bit, you'll start getting into the snow a little more. So do you want to make camp and rest before you get into the snow, or do you want to keep going with the little bit of light that you have left?
No, yeah, we can rest.
Okay.
I shift back and go, "You are damn heavy."
Big boned.
I'm made out of rocks.
Not while you're a Roth, you're not.
No body shaming here, but
Not body shaming. He is legitimately heavy.
He's a very fit turtle. It's just
He's just
I
being
just
shelled.
carried him for the last day.
chilled.
I'm allowed to comment on his weight.
I don't think you're allowed to comment on anyone else's body.
He is a trim turtle. Just turtles are heavy.
Now you're commenting on an entire species of people. Goodness.
And the tabaxis have always been a kind of like personality.
Benlin.
It's just Paige.
Sarsaparilla.
That is not this group's.
So during that time, what have you guys been doing with Azrael Zem? Has he been in the book? most of the time?
I think
Or-
that
At all times.
Carol would have left the book open because I'm like, yeah, let him see things. Like, you know,
Okay.
he's been trapped for so long. Like, here's the world, you know. Like,
So, well, if you're traveling with him like that, he'll try and make small talk and talk about the different things that he has done or the different people that he has served throughout his time, throughout his, what did I say, like
725.
30 something, yeah. So through his very long time, he's regaling you with stories of what he knows, trying not to think about the time that he spent with Zikran.
do you have a favorite patron, as it were?
I don't know. I would say perhaps the most kind was actually the drow gentleman who missed his family. We traveled for some time looking for the remnants of his family, and that's all he wanted. Just help.
What was his name?
Insert name here.
Fascinating.
D?
Should we use his pages for napkins?
No.
I'm finishing up dinner.
And darling, do you have sexual urges? I'm so sorry. This had a huge improvement. We did?
Well, but see, but Guthrie has now kind of sidestepped it. So if Naya is asking again, like she's insistent, just like
Naya, your
not
stew's
for,
ready.
not for some time.
Once you get into your 630s, it's, I'm sure, less of a
Can be
God,
all
I hope
that.
not.
Dad never slowed down.
I think that your drow friend sounds fantastic. I think all of us have a little bit of a want of family in one way or another. It's something that we can relate to.
Unfortunately, in his situation, his family had been taken from him. And so, not only searching for his family, but understandably searching for vengeance. We found 2 of them in the end.
And they lived happily ever after?
From my memory, yes.
Okay, good. That's better than none.
Naya has a complicated relationship with her family.
Yes, they're horrible. They refuse to change. That's terrible not being able to change, isn't it?
Especially if you've had experiences that give you the opportunity to change.
Yes, one should learn from their mistakes. I'm sure you'll never get trapped again.
I will be much more careful of the ones that I decide to serve.
I luckily have a fantastic relationship with my family, though we don't see each other as often as I'd like.
I love that for you, darling.
Pass.
I think you know Benlin's situation in that regard.
Well, I at least know that he's not very fond of me or my kind.
I'm
But
really not fond of anyone. Of any kind.
That's not true.
I believe, Bo, if I'm not speaking out of turn, your family is no longer in the picture?
I don't know.
Fair.
I don't talk to them. Kind of evil.
Literally the last thing turtles do before they die is have babies. It's like the last thing. So that would be a very insensitive thing to bring up to a turtle.
They're very rare. I don't know very much about them.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. You know what I mean? It's just like the very last thing turtles do is have babies and then die.
His family sounds to have found a way around that, and in not a good
Could be
way.
siblings.
Like-
Also, are we treating a turtle like a turtle?
Oh no! I mean that's turtle lore is what I'm pulling from, like D&D turtle lore.
and
Portal
Hey,
Lord.
we-
Portal Lord.
we haven't had very many discussions about your family.
Yeah, didn't you come to Candlekeep to steal a book to prove yourself to your family?
Yeah.
Have you talked to them since then?
No. and not since before I got to Candlekeep, actually.
And to be honest, we technically got a book out of Candlekeep.
Several
Is he
times over,
pointing-
yeah.
I was pointing to this particular book.
Yeah, and then, the few others that we've got, and the Raven fiasco when we fell into the hole, and...
So, when are you going to go back to your family then?
I don't like being hunted mercilessly.
Puts his spoon down, puts his bowl down. I'm sorry?
Tabaxis are...
They're a race of people. Where are you from?
my family tribe in particular.
Well, I mean, you should move your family to Candlekeep.
Yeah, I don't know where they're at or if they're still there. Should go figure that out sometime, huh?
I mean, if you need help with that.
And Bo likes people. I'm right here. Or
Of
Ben.
course, darling. He's fond of us anyway.
Do you ever want help searching for them? We'll be happy to.
We're quite good.
Or if you want to forget them forever, I know a guy.
No, I would like some answers sometime. I think we're just now finding the rhythm of things as he throws a dagger at her too.
And my family are very much like me and serve rulers across Faerun. So if you ever want a good lead on somebody to serve when you're looking again, I'd be happy to reach out and see who is well equipped to not fold to the idea of the power of a djinn. They're usually good judges of character.
It's a very generous offer.
As much as I do not trust the creature, I think it would be better to be free than to serve.
Well, it sounded like before this you made the choice to serve. Is that correct or incorrect?
I had some freedom to choose, but in other instances, you serve who finds you.
Well, then,
I had the choice in how much I served Zikran, and this is where I ended up. Sometimes you encounter noble, honorable, good people, and sometimes not. You do what you can.
Somebody do the dishes, and then I'll roll over into the ground.
I think it's probably become old hat that Kirill just prestidigitates all of the dishes at the end of it, so it just takes a few minutes.
And on instinct, I grab all of them and pack them up and clean it.
We're a little assembly line.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
We'll take second watch.
Okay.
We'll take first watch with Naya.
Arc.
Depending on how long the watches
So-
are, they can be either 2-4 hours.
Yeah, I believe technically you need to sleep for 6 hours, but 2 hours of that can be light activity to get a full 8-hour rest. So I believe, I've done the math on this, I believe if we rest for 10 hours, we can do 2? Or is it? I don't remember.
Well, and I only have to meditate for 4 hours, so I can take 2 watches too.
Okay. So, who's taking first watch, did we say? You two? Okay. Perception checks, please.
Percepting out into the darkness.
Do you guys have a fire
Dirty
going?
20.
26.
I mean, if it's cold, we probably
Yeah.
should.
So, you've got your fire going, 26 and a dirty 20. You're definitely, the temperature is starting to drop, and you can almost feel the wind and the cold coming from the snow line.
How's
And
that spicy
permeating.
life now, darling?
I didn't say it didn't get old.
I just prefer my nights with less clothes, you know that.
Fair. But the cold always offers the opportunity to snuggle up close to somebody. And I will like kind of jokingly just like nuzzle into Naya and put an arm around her.
If you left Gazra's open, he will just very quietly and just kind of be in the background, trying to be as unobtrusive as possible, just watching this. And yeah, you just hear some night noises, owls in the trees, rustling of leaves and whatnot, and that's about it. Uneventful.
I think I'm going to turn in.
My darling.
Second watch.
Go and knock on Benlin's rock.
Yeah.
Crazies.
He kind of looks at the seamless bit of dirt that he just rised out of and like, I mean, I didn't know you had that spell.
I watch.
Oh. I immediately go over and close the book. And then I put it in Kirill's bag, like out of sight.
Whereas Gazra's thinking at least he touched the book this time.
I just want his touch.
Did I say I touched the book? I used Mold Earth to close the book.
Yeah. Okay. Perception checks for you guys on second watch, please.
23.
27.
27. Okay. As the night gets darker and colder.
Second watch too?
I don't know. I only need 4 hours, so I'll go as long as I need to, and then 4 hours. At 4 hours, I'll stop.
That's fine. So you guys are. It's very similar. It seems the cold seems to permeate a little more. You've got the cold weather gear though, so you don't really feel it as much, and the fire is offering a bit of warmth as well. You hear some noises out in the distance, some calling of not quite birds.
Oh.
But it's far away. It's nothing that seems to be imminent to you, but you know, there are creatures. Some of them decide to hunt at night.
Do they wear their sunglasses at night too?
Noted.
Sorry?
So do they wear their sunglasses at night too?
That they do. Absolutely. Yeah. They think it looks cool. And
So they can.
So I
watch.
can as well.
Don't mess around with guy in shades, so no.
No.
Does Naya wear glasses during the day to keep herself from that harsh ass sun?
Oh yes, I have a nice big floppy hat.
which now has like earmuff straps down so she can keep her head warm. But other than those distant sounds, the night passes uneventfully for you guys. And the cold, as, I don't know, it kind of reaches a peak while you guys are, at least for where you are, starts getting cold. You see little wisps of snow starting to come down in the distance towards where the snow line is.
Cold.
So, uneventful. Are we taking a third watch, or we need to because
Maybe I'll wake up one of them halfway through his watch and if it's
Okay.
staggered or whatever.
or if Benlin wants to, I don't know if you'd want to do a watch on your own. Have somebody.
I'll do third.
I feel like it's safe to say that an Urshanasi wouldn't need to sleep as much as a person, but
Safe to say.
as long as I take the full 8 hours.
Okay. And so yeah, if somebody else wants to hop in, you can.
I'll hop in.
Okay. Give me a perception.
Sure. Three.
3.
28.
28. Okay. So, Bo, your cold weather gear may not be quite as attuned, or maybe you're just not as comfortable in it. You're getting used to it. You're like, how did?
Does it stretch over your shell? So it'd be really
Yeah.
hilarious. Just like...
Or he's got like 2 jackets, maybe just to.
I've got, the leg warmers. I have those on my arms.
Okay.
And then on my legs too.
Yeah.
And then
that's
like
it.
a sock over
Yeah.
your head.
Like a neck gaiter almost. Okay.
And
That's
then I
fine.
have like a fuzzy, like a fuzzy thing, just like stuffed in where the shell meets the neck right there.
Okay.
Just like a piece of fuzz, just like
Sure.
in there.
Yeah.
And you're still kind of like,
Yeah.
Seeing the snow coming down, it's like might concern you a little bit of what you're going to be stepping into if you're cold right now and you haven't even gotten into the snow.
That's why I brought my shell cozy.
Good. Okay. That will, I'm sure, serve
That's
you
for
well.
tomorrow night.
That's for tomorrow night.
It's this like big knit oval, and it's got like stretchy fabric that he can pull over the shawl.
Exactly.
he needs our help to do it,
Yep.
for sure.
It's literally a fitted sheet for my shell.
And that is why you are all friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's no one else that I would trust to
To
like be
see you
like,
in your shell
I need
coat.
help with it.
This is the adventure we get famous for, and there's just like these epic paintings of all of us, and then him and his
Shell
bright,
coat.
bright red shell cozy.
I love it.
He asks Paige for help, but
People
on
will think
Paige like
it's
crawls
hard.
around his shell a few times and like
Stretching it out. Yeah. Yeah. But so you
Being a
again.
turtle is undignified.
It really I don't know if it's worth that armor class.
Considering mine's higher than yours. I don't think
God.
it is.
and we're back.
So you will also notice maybe if you pointed out the noises, or maybe you're trying to, I don't know if you would try and identify any
He
of them.
seems
Or
real
you just,
grumpy. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll try to identify him if you
yeah.
want me to.
No, it's up to you. I mean, like, would you care at this point? They're really far off.
I
They
mean,
don't seem like
we
a.
need to climb up this mountain, so I would, if I can gain information, I would.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a perception check. Oh no, you did. Let's see. Nature. Give me a nature check.
Nature.
Help me out, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Do you point it out? So it's like, do you hear that?
19.
19?
So I need
Okay, so in that case, I will guidance and give him the help action.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking Starfinder for a second. I'm
No,
so
it's
sorry.
perfectly fine. My nature check is -1, so
Ah.
But
yeah.
okay.
Roll a d4.
Oh.
And advantage.
So 21.
21. Okay.
Because I will in detail describe what I am hearing.
Yeah.
For his nature check.
Well, okay. So the
Maybe it's some
distance
kind of dying moose.
at which you're hearing it, it's hard to really track like a direction that it's coming from.
Yeah.
Right. But you're pretty sure that it's a screeching of some sort, possibly wing beats that go along with it. So it's like up in the air, a flying creature. Yeah,
Any thought onto the size of them?
it's really hard to tell just from the noises and how far off it is. So I would say that I'm trying to think what, of all the things.
But it's hard to tell what direct. You said that we can hear their wing beats, right?
You can hear at least from their, it's not like straight in front of you, but you can hear that it's up a little
So I
bit.
will summon an owl
Okay.
and have him fly up. And he has like a good, I think, familiars they go out to like 1,000 feet. Or, no?
It's 1,000 feet.
Because if they're up in the air flying, they should be pretty easy to see.
Noise on with 100 feet of you, you can communicate telepathically.
I don't need to communicate with him. I just need him to go out and report back.
Bless you.
You're
Okay.
familiar.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
And he kind of is like max range.
I haven't seen max range.
Okay, I will send him out and report back.
Okay. So you're going, you send out your owl,
Who could?
hoot good, into the night, and are you specifically asking him to look for the source of this noise? Okay.
Just if he can get me more information.
Sure.
Like I do not tell him to get anywhere near them.
Okay.
Or anything like that.
Okay.
But like if he can give me a rough direction or a rough size or anything like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, so they are what he kind of understands is It's probably a medium-sized creature. Definitely in the air, winged. And it seems to be, I'm trying to give it to you without giving to you. I don't want to spoil it all. They actually look like winged kobolds.
I'm sorry, what? Who good?
Is that it's called a fly bow instead of a bee bow?
But we're in kobolds, little dragon people. It's concerning. I wait for everybody to wake up to my smells of breakfast.
Okay. Morning comes.
Page breakfast.
Oh,
Oh, Nye, did you bring the coffee this time?
Of course, darling.
Thank you.
And you were able to stop back at Candlekeep so you can have some little luxuries on your adventure, for sure.
We can't go on adventures without coffee. So
Heck
it's useless
no.
until he has his coffee.
Absolutely not.
we have you brought back the warm coffee decanter.
Yes.
There's coffee?
Well, because generally speaking, Kirill makes cold brew, but now that we're in the cold, it gets to be hot again. So
Wait, there's coffee this time? I want coffee. I'd love some coffee.
No coffee for the cat.
It's a little demeaning when you say that.
maybe a cup of coffee. It's gone through his whole ritual of heating the pot and pouring it over and counting and pouring it over and counting. And like,
So who could found some winged kobolds last night? In about
What?
in the direction we're going, or
Like off to the side. So not quite, if you were to compare it with the map, it's not quite right in your path, but it's in the periphery.
not to make a leap of logic here, but when we were on our way to meet with Ashgarleth, we also heard
wyverns?
wyverns, and now we get kobolds. So lots of flying reptile adjacent things.
Where there's wind, there's flying beings.
Well,
Or to
what
go
I'm worried
forward.
about is where there's kobolds, there's usually
Dragons.
Can I make a nature or history check to see if I had read anything about the area that I could like draw a conclusion from? Like, oh, maybe he saw this and he may have thought it was a winged kobold.
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check. You did do some research back at Candlekeep a little bit. So yeah.
I'll assist as we're like talking.
roll for us, smart boy.
We got that hint.
We are Zindi.
There's white dragons in the mountains, right? You got that hint? Or do we not know that?
Well, you were looking up different snowy areas, mountainous regions, and so it's possible that white dragons could
22.
22. Okay. So in this area, from what you were looking at, it was, you saw some information about the cloud giants and their history and a little bit of the ruins or the keep that they had, which is what you were looking for. You didn't see anything specifically that might have piqued your interest. Piqued. About there being any kind of kobold village. The information that you found specifically was more about the history of the giants that were in this area during that time, not necessarily their, the history after. It seems to mostly have been, abandoned as far as the history books go. So any research you might have had would have just been about general mountainous areas.
I take a long slurp.
I see what you're saying.
As I stir the porridge.
Is there something else I can help with?
Siri, stop listening!
Is there something I can help with?
Ironically,
Coffee.
the-
Sorry, Paige.
I don't know what you mean by more coffee. Shall I add it to your shopping list?
Okay.
She's got her
It's
secret down.
decided Margar is going to play Ciri in World of Darkness. We're throwing out her character. She's just going to be your guys' Ciri.
Or
who is attained sentience.
in Starfinder, she needs to do all the computer voices because they're all Syrian.
Awesome. In all of my reading back at Candlekeep, I studied the giants, the area, almost the culture, kind of. I had nothing on animals. I don't know why they would be up here. There was no mentioning of them.
When you guys visited Yithrin, isn't it common up in the spine of the world for white dragons to be around?
They like the cold.
It's definitely cold here.
We haven't visited Vietnam yet.
Not that already happened.
Level 15.
Guys, what else are you doing before you start out for the day?
I'm gonna
Climbing
open.
into some.
I'm gonna open the gas back up.
Okay. Pleasant morning to you all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't make you anything.
Would you like some coffee?
Porch coffee. Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
I
Just
appreciate the
pour
offer,
the coffee.
but
What's remaining of the coffee out?
Oh, I'm
My-
sorry. This is my coffee then.
my gaseous form cannot consume it. But I appreciate the consideration.
Also, well, just let us know when you want the book open and closed. We'll be happy to assist with that.
Thank you.
Ready?
So that's how that happened.
Yes.
It gets easier to see as you see it.
I find it very interesting.
It feels like it would be more demeaning for him since I'm writing him. It's not.
I think it's a very gracious offer for him to
I kick up a
Be
bunch
your-
of dust as I move out of camp.
be your steed.
All right, not
I'm
bad.
in love with Ben.
Please don't take it personally. It's a whole
Is the
thing.
book in love with me?
No, it's just
I would never date a djinn.
you want to do an insight and ask about.
No,
How his
I'm not
feelings for-
100% I'm not paying attention.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Carol.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
25.
Okay. So the way that Gazri Azam is talking to and about Benlin, you get the sense that it's more about trying to win him over and trying to make a good impression as opposed to like any affection or whatnot. It's like he does not like the idea of someone disliking him to that degree when he's, in his mind, he's
Nice.
literally done nothing,
Yeah.
so it's like maybe I can change his mind.
And Rio knows that that is the right thing to do, but in Benlin's mind, it's just a matter of time before he betrays us. So
I know.
It's everything nice that he does is like, yeah, that's what you would want me to think, so you could betray me.
Yeah, please don't take it personally. It's just, it's a thing.
I've seen prejudices in many forms throughout my years. You have gone away, sir.
Rots have incredibly good hearing. They do, actually.
Yeah. All right. So
I think I probably found a way to like mount the book to the butt beak to the axe beak so that it can just stay open.
stay open. Okay.
Penelope's very graceful. She
Lovely. Lovely. All right. And off you guys set. So as you're traversing about 15, 20 minutes into your trek, you start seeing the snow and climbing into the snow and following the path that Sasha gave you. It's taking you up a winding path where you are lined by trees on either side. It seems to almost have been a road that rather large, wide road that would lead up to up into the peaks. And so, yeah, as you're traveling along the day, it's very cold. The wind comes through and starts to chill your faith a little bit. You're getting, some of the rustling. You've got the morning birds singing, and definitely that weird, like, crisp smell that comes in when you not only smell cold, like you get that little sting, but also the pine that comes with it. So yeah, you're traveling for the majority of the day and just wandering along. Is anybody trying to navigate the path? Is somebody leading on that, reading the
I
map?
think I'd be
Maybe
trying to
survival
with
check.
the.
Okay.
With the
Well, you're also can you?
With the mind of a Benlin.
I'm just saying, how easy would it be for you to read the map and make sure that you're going the right way in
I
your
mean, if
form?
somebody shows me the map.
Especially being that I have the map.
Do you have
So-
a survival skill?
He's got the map.
Does
He's
it
got
matter?
the map. He's got the map.
So if you want to do a survival check for me.
Okay. With any sort of bonus because I have.
If you feel like you would share with somebody, or are you just trying to?
I would be sharing it with Kirill.
Okay,
Got our axe beak side by side. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that could resemble that.
okay, yeah. So go ahead and roll with advantage.
12.
Okay. With the 12,
it's a mine.
oh god, he's got the map, guys.
I have a +2.
I have a +5.
I have a +5. Give the map to him.
So with the 12, you guys are following what it looks like the path of the map, and it does wend in a certain way that it goes into a clearing, and you see a couple of different ways that you could traverse, and you're looking at the map and it looks to veer off to the left, so you're veering off to the left, and you're following the left-hand path. And as you are going on this path from the clearing, it ends up leading you to a cliff face, just a sheer cliff face. And you're like, is this?
Maybe we show this to Bo.
Are we supposed to climb that?
Bo's second opinion? I think we made a wrong turn in Nashville.
Can someone help me?
Oh God!
I will help.
I would be. You're a rock. I would be.
But if you are saying this and you can listen,
Yeah.
like
20.
20. Gosh. Okay. So you're looking at the map and seeing the path.
I could at least
that's
point us towards up the mountain as opposed to.
We stand at a cliff and Benlin's Roth goes.
So you're looking at the map, and you guys are noticing this. I will say that Bo is examining the map, maybe putting his hands on it, and then ends up wiping away a smudge that had been going off to the left-hand side a little more that showed the cliff face, or you see where the cliff kind of was delineated on the
Can it
map.
be a coffee smudge?
It was totally
Okay.
coffee.
That's why we don't drink coffee.
Well, that could have happened to anything. That could have happened to anybody.
I'm sorry, we were drinking coffee.
Coffee.
Drink coffee while looking at maps.
Well, I didn't do that.
That accident could have happened to anybody.
I don't slurp.
You notice that you've got just little bits of coffee like
Frozen
that
into
frozen
your
into your fur that maybe had dripped from when you were
It's the proper way to.
Let me get that for you.
scritch scritch.
Scratching my chin.
His leg kicks out.
Yeah.
It's the proper way to drink coffee. You're supposed to slurp, get it across your whole palate. That way you can get the proper mouthfeel as well as the aroma as you slurp.
Okay, I'll hold the map while you slurp.
Hard to argue with that.
I mean, maybe I just told them that.
I think Walk Good is set. Well,
So do you guys turn around, or do you decide to try and climb this cliff?
Oh, no, we're turning
You're
around.
turning around.
Oh,
So you come back to you're coming back
It's so
to the
boy, so.
you're coming back to the clearing, and you take the right hand path. Or you could go back down the way you came. It's up to you. I don't want to metagame for you. Where are you going? Taking the right path? The right hand path?
Yeah.
the
Okay.
right hand and the correct hand.
The correct hand path. You take the right hand path and you say, okay, now I'm noticing a little more of the outcroppings, and there's some boulders that make a certain pattern. One that kind of looks like
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, it looks like like 3 stacked boulders on top of each other, almost like it was
I can.
Yeah, almost like a cairn, or it was intentionally placed that way. And you pass that. As you are getting to about the mid-afternoon point, when would you guys be stopping? How often did you say you'd be stopping?
Every 6 hours.
Every 6 hours. Okay. So a little after early to mid-afternoon, you guys are stopping on your break, and you've reached another fairly clear area. And Benlin, you hear that sound again, only a lot closer.
Can I make a perception check to narrow it down?
Yes. Go ahead and make a perception check.
As I go from deep broth, with you still kind of like holding onto my back, to like panic mode very quickly. Ooh, it's only a 19.
Okay. That's not bad. So a 19, you hear the flapping sound definitely sounds a lot closer. And the chittering, screeching sound that you heard very distantly seems to be off to your right, about 100 feet or so.
I will summon my hammer and then turn to Paige.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to roll to see how many you can connect to?
I roll to see how long it is.
How many people can you connect to at once? Just two?
Two others.
Okay.
So here, in this instance, if you're holding your hammer, I'd probably pick bow.
We see you guys motioning. We might fall quiet.
Readying an Eldritch Blast in my hand behind my neck.
Those winged kobolds, they're incredibly close.
Anybody else? What is everybody else's passive perception?
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
18.
Okay, so you'll probably hear it as well.
Mine
My
is
would be-
passive is higher than my...
Right, okay, yeah. Yeah,
13.
13. So no, you guys don't quite hear what's going on yet. You hear it faintly. You might mistake it, not knowing, what is in these mountains, not having had that conversation before. Or did you tell
I
everybody?
mentioned it at breakfast,
You did
yeah.
mention it at breakfast. So,
So I'll just kind of like look at them that are like up in the air.
okay.
Nerd.
So I would say this is probably happening at the tail end of your rest. Or no, because you would have to sleep, correct? Or
No,
you
I
take
just take a short rest.
Okay. So this is happening at the tail end of your short rest. I will say that you've completed your short rest.
It's okay if you don't want to.
What?
Because it's just my wild shapes. I don't use those for combat.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, it's okay. So you're hearing these noises off to the right-hand side, and you are seeing it's starting to get a little louder and a little louder.
You can hear like a crackling sound behind Kirill's back as he starts to like ready that Eldritch Blast to his hand.
Okay.
I don't have anything like that.
Can I get a dagger, a mental dagger ready, and try to perceive where it is? See if I can
Sure.
just throw
Yeah,
blindly.
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. You can get that ready. So let me get you guys
Do
over
I
here.
not have a crossbow? What am I thinking?
You have your water whip.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Hashtag monk shit.
All right. So you're in this clearing, and I haven't even put everybody there. Sorry, guys. And as you are preparing yourselves, where are all my characters? Well, let's just pretend you guys are on there.
Yeah.
GM, come on. As you guys are there, you end up seeing 5
Oh,
winged kobolds coming at your group.
well, when I heard kobold, I kind of wasn't worried, but now I'm a little worried.
So we'll say that, and I didn't have time to put you guys on there since we were in the other map, but you guys are probably in the middle of that area to the lower part of the map there. As the kobolds come in, you guys prepare yourselves for battle, and that's what we're going to call it tonight.
And I don't know if people want to do it now before we forget next time, but everybody has 4 temporary hit points from me cooking this morning.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us this evening for our Candlekeep Mysteries. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Second time DMing. Hopefully getting better as I go. Really enjoying it.
Putting the rest of us out of a job. I don't know what you're talking about.
But we can't wait to have you guys with us next time. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Join our Discord. Join our Patreon if you can. And special thanks to all of our patrons. As I come over here and remember, Sparky, Dotsivid, Daniel, Rio's Mom, Alistair, Sean, Rockelman, Deathscraft, Eric Fox, Meepo, Dream Lover. Thank you so much for your support. And we will come up with a tagline.
Eventually.
Have a good night, everybody.